All right, some final thoughts on the Yamaha Grizzly. So the pros on this machine, after I've spent a little bit of time with it, I really like the color. I like the fact that Yamaha gives you some different colors. Seems like most companies do the standard red and green every year, and it gets really old. So I like the fact that they give you some different colors. Each year, it seems like they put a different color on this machine. So it looks pretty cool. The wheels are pretty cool looking too. I like those. Like I said, I like the fact they put a good tire on this machine. I like that it's a 26. So, there's some things about the machine that just make it stand out from the crowd a little bit, and I appreciate that. I guess you could say, obviously I didn't do a long-term review on it, but I guess you could say that the Yamaha Grizzly has some perceived quality there too. A lot of people that buy Yamaha machines keep them for a long time, and there's a pretty strong following for these Yamaha machines. So you can assume that when you buy one of these, it's going to be a high quality piece of equipment that you're going to be able to keep for a long time, and it should be reliable and dependable. So I guess you could say that's got that going for it also. The things I don't like about it, though, haven't really changed in the time that I've spent with it, which admittedly is only about a month. I don't like the really notchy shifter. It still drives me crazy. I've had the opportunity to use the machine for some chores around here, spreading salt in the wintertime, and towing my utility trailer, and just a few other things, and I still find that the shifter is really notchy. It's kind of a pain. Sometimes it doesn't want to go in gear. You have to rock the machine back and forth to get it to go in. Don't like that. It still bothers me that there's such terrible fit and finish. I mean, look at the gaps up here. Good grief. And that just, no matter how hard you try, you can't get this stuff to snap together like it's supposed to. There were some missing O-rings in here that the dealership that this belongs to sourced me some to put back in here so this would stay fit a little tighter. But anyway, the fit and finish is just not what it should be for a machine that costs this much. I guess that would be another complaint, is the price. The Yamaha Grizzly is one of the most expensive ATVs out there in the 700cc class. It may be the most expensive ATV out there in the 700 class. I'm not real sure, but the price on this thing is crazy at over $11,000. And what you get for that is just a one-seater ATV with a lot of old technology on it, to be honest. So, that's kind of a problem too. Riding it. So I still don't like the angle there, and some guys on the forum were kind of confused. I was talking about this angle, the relationship between the throttle lever and the handlebar. Most ATVs at idle are sitting about like that, and then you got a good range of motion there, so it's easy to get to. This one is way out here. I don't know. I've ridden this thing quite a bit over the last month, and I just can't get used to that. I also don't really like the grips. These are things that are pretty easy to fix there. But adjusting the throttle can be difficult. Aftermarket throttles can be a few $100s, so that's kind of a big deal. The other thing I don't like about riding this machine, so you guys know that the last ATV that was on the channel was a Suzuki King Quad 750. So I can pretty much tell you now that I've got some seat time on this. The 750 Suzuki, to me, feels a little stronger. It has more get up and go. It's snappier, it's sportier. For some reason, this one just doesn't feel like it's in the same class as the Suzuki, even though engine size is pretty similar, horsepower on paper is pretty similar. For some reason, this one just doesn't feel as strong to me. It feels tighter, and what I mean by that is it feels like the driveline has more resistance against it, probably because of how that Ultramatic transmission is set up to keep that constant tension on the belt. But to me, that just makes it feel like it's not as snappy and strong, which kind of is weird if you think about it. But I mean, that's just the way that it feels to me. And I just took it out, not with the trailer obviously, but I just took it out a minute ago and rode it a little harder again now that it's a nicer day out here. And it kind of confirmed my thoughts. If you get on this thing pretty hard, it does not build speed the way that the King Quad 750 did. It just doesn't. So there's just something about it that's not quite as snappy and sporty, and I don't really understand that either. And also the heat. Now that the temperature's in the 50s out here, yeah, I mentioned that in the very first initial thoughts video. I think that would be a problem. You can see the exhaust pipe in there, you know, and they got a cutout here to let the heat out. But why in the world would they put the heat cutout right there where your leg is? You know, you want the heat to be shed somewhere else, not right there on your legs. So yeah, in the summertime, that would be an issue. I guess my final thought would be this. It's a pretty good machine in terms of certain things. But if I was going to spend my hard-earned money for an ATV that I plan to keep forever, this would not be the one. I feel like there's better machines out there, especially for the money. You can pretty much buy any brand for less money than this. And there's just some really, really good machines out there. So I hate to say it, guys, but the Yamaha Grizzly is not my favorite. I'm not saying it's a bad ATV, but it's just not my favorite. It does, however, handle this 12-foot utility trailer pretty well when I need to just move it around the property. But then again, I guess pretty much any ATV would. Anyhow, short video, but I just wanted to wrap this up. This will probably be the last time you see the Grizzly. It's headed back to the dealership tomorrow. Going to bring another machine home and try something else out. So we will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. We'll see you. Turn this way, turn this way.
Okay.
Turn it and let it eat.